The first activity we're going to do is called Life in My Hand. And we are going to talk about ourselves so that we can get to know each other or re-get to know each other because it's been a long time since we've been together. All you'll need for this activity is a piece of paper and a pencil. If you have markers, colored pencils, crayons, you can use them. No matter what you have, you can do this activity. Let's get started. First, you will need to locate one of your beautiful hands. Next, place your hand on a piece of paper and use your other hand to trace around your hand. Make sure your pencil or crayon is really against your hand as you trace. You might need someone else to help you with this, and it is okay if it is messy. Mine was messy. I always make lots of mistakes, but I just keep going. Now you can use a pencil to sketch all the things that are about you inside of your hand. I like to use a pencil because if I make a mistake that I don't like, I can just erase it and start again. But if you make a mistake, you can also just keep going. Just be brave and be confident. Now you get to fill in your hands and draw pictures that are all about you. Then you can color it in. Here are some teachers sharing their All About Me hands to give you some ideas and to introduce themselves. This is a picture of my daughter, Mira. This is the things that Mira likes. She likes apples, music, and trucks. This is where I spent the summer in Maine. This is my favorite animal, a goat. This is a fleur-de-lis from when I used to live in New Orleans. Now I live in Massachusetts. I put a microphone because I love to sing. Drew a picture of me surfing. Surfing is something that I'm not very good at, but I really love to do it. These are some symbols about my culture.
Mr. Smith, I teach music. And here's a little bit about me. On the pinky finger, you'll see a saxophone. That's because the saxophone is the first instrument I ever learned to play. The next finger over, I turned into Beaker from the Muppets because I love the Muppets. There's a book because I love to read. Above the book, you'll see Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes because it's my favorite book. But I also love to read about music and I love to read stories. The next finger, there's a hockey stick, a tennis racket, and a basketball. These are three of my favorite sports. And on the thumb, it's the logo for PHA because I love teaching at PHA. In the middle of my hand is a picture of my minivan. His name is Morris. Morris takes us camping and hiking and all sorts of fun adventures. And then lastly, at the bottom of my hand, you'll see Sonic doing a spin dash. And Mario and Yoshi because I love video games. I have since I was a kid and I still like to play them when I can.
And this is a little bit about me. I drew some superhero logos over here because I love superheroes. I love superhero movies. I love superhero comic books. Over here, I drew a flagpole representing my heritage and nationalities. I'm Italian, Irish, and American. I drew a music note over here because I love listening to music and going to concerts. Over here, I drew a baseball, basketball, football, and hockey stick and puck because those are some of my favorite sports that I like to watch and play. I drew a book because I love reading, and I have the lightning bolt on that book because I like the Harry Potter books. I drew a hat because I collect hats. I have almost 60 hats in my collection. I drew the green monster from Fenway Park over here because Fenway Park is my favorite place on earth. Over here, I drew a camera and popcorn because I love going to the movies. That's one of my favorite activities. I drew a monkey over here, an orangutan. That's my favorite animal. And over here, I drew a video game controller because that's one of my favorite hobbies when I have some free time.
Here I drew some watercoloring because I learned how to watercolor over summer vacation. Here's a picture of my cat Bink. Here's my favorite Harry Potter book and some pizza because I love pizza. And then I drew some words. I wrote science is everywhere and friends and family because those are things that are important to me. And then I drew the sun and some water because summer is my favorite season.
Kayla, she loves to dance and sing. She also loves to play soccer. She reads lots and lots of books. Play volleyball. Wow, I was very good at volleyball and I'm still good at volleyball. I'm from the country. I was born in Jamaica. I also love to travel and I love reggae music. I hope to hear what you love to do.
On my pinky finger it says I love books. But I love cats too. My middle finger says I love nature. I love trees and flowers and birds that sing and wild animals. My pointer finger says, I love dogs, which is funny because a lot of people who love cats don't love dogs, but I love them both. Then on my thumb it says, I love more books. And all that noise that you're hearing is my grandson, and maybe you can meet him on the computer later too.
I traced my hand, then I've added a heart because I'm a caring person and I love when other people care for each other. I have a tent in the trees because when I was younger, our family would go camping. We actually went camping at the Grand Canyon, and that's one of my favorite places. I have a cross for my culture, a computer monitor because I do a lot of work on the computer, music notes because I like to make music and listen to music. I have a picture of a card that I drew because I enjoy making cards. I have my mom and dad, my brother, his wife, and my niece and nephew are all in my family. And this is a picture of a flute because I play flute at church on Sundays.
That's me in the middle. And this is my son Nicholas, and this is Peter. I love watermelon. It's my favorite fruit. I love music and I love to sing. I love books. I love the way a book feels in my hands. I love to turn the pages. I love to dance. And I love the sun and the ocean. I love to go to the beach. I love to take walks at night in the dark and see when the moon is out and what phase it's in. And I love to see the stars sparkling. So do crossword puzzles and jigsaw puzzles. I love puzzles, all kinds of puzzles. The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go. Yes, Dr. Seuss.
Will you put your favorite food, something about your family, things that you like to do, places you like to go, feelings that you have, colors that you like? Remember, mistakes make our brain grow. Remember to show kindness to yourself in your art. Have fun.